Welcome to Sunday Basketball, our live and exclusive coverage of the 1993 Mitsubishi Challenge Grand Final. This is Game 3 in Perth. There is nowhere left to go. Steve Carfino, can the Tigers take the big one, or can Perth make it 3 titles in 4 years?
Well, they've seemed to come back after those two, making it go to 3 games, and I just think they really have their composure when they go and they play in their home venue, and that's why they're so successful there. So I think that Perth is going to take it out.
The star that night was Andrew Gay's 41 points. Copeland shot 24. Friday night was Game 2 here in Western Australia, and the Wildcats turned the table, winning 112 to 105. No doubt the star that night was Ricky Grace. Crawford also chipped in with 32 points. Bradkey, 24 points for the Tigers. So the starting fives for the two teams, the Wildcats, Torrance, Grace, he's the key this afternoon. Blahov, Fisher and Crawford. For the Tigers, Gaze with a little bit of a hamstring problem. Copeland, Sidley, Simmons and Bradkey off the benches.
Well, if we look at the benches for both clubs out there, Watterson played well in the playoffs. Carroll hasn't seen a lot of time. Catalini, Davis and Baker. For the Tigers, Giddy, he hasn't seen much time. But Ray Gordon, he was a revelation in Game 2. I expect more time from him. Walter, Tenner and Whitehead. Just a little bit down Whitehead, but could also be a key.
In Melbourne, there they are, the Tigers fans at Ormond Hall and Albert Park. Hope you enjoy the game and hope you get the result you want this afternoon. And John, I didn't think it was possible, but the atmosphere is even bigger and better than Friday night.
It's more electric here this afternoon. 8,000 fans. It's certainly a sellout as you would expect, and the game's underway.
And we're away. Turnover first up against the Perth Wildcats. So the Melbourne Tigers will get the ball. They're going to left of screen. Third and deciding grand final game. As I said, the winner this afternoon wins the championship trophy for season 1993. Simmons has the basketball. There's Sidley. Gage, Torrance will have the job on him again this afternoon. Gage to Sidley, thought about the shot, changed his mind.
10 on the shot clock.
Sidley forces his way closer. First points, Tigers.
Good, encouraging start for Sibley. He was quiet in Game 2. He's a key. He destroyed the Wildcats in the first couple of quarters in Game 1 with good outside shooting.
Great. Look at Copeland.
He's fired up. Wasn't he fired up in Game 2 on Friday night? He's certainly fired up for this one, as you would expect. Good dish.
Blahov for 3. Yes, sir. What a start for the Wild. Blahov fakes. Now for 2. Rebound, Bradkey. Now Copeland. Wildcats have got the numbers back. Copeland, oh, great pass to Sibley to Bradkey. Misses what he should have made. Gets his own rebound. Great work, Mark Bradkey. Tigers.
What is his first foul?
Turnover.
Copeland for a hoop.
Big jam for Leonard Copeland. That'll pump up the Tigers back home at Albert Park. 18 to 11, Melbourne by 7.
In an interview that there are no excuses in today's game. It's all or nothing. So I think we may see a little more caution as players get into early foul trouble.
And there's a rare sight. Fisher missing, but Perth win the ball back. Grace for 3.
Well, that's a fairly important shot for Ricky Grace. It's his 5th point for the match and came from beyond the 3-point range and puts it back to a 5-point split.
Whitehead, there's Gage. Just cannot get away from Torrance. So much pressure on Andrew Gage. Copeland, will he take on Grace? He does.
Well,
Bradkey, great offensive rebound from Mark Bradkey. Another chance for Perth, they're down by 5. Bradkey, here comes a dunk from Copeland. What's this? Whoa, Leonard Copeland.
Ricky Grace's 3rd foul, Stephen. So we've got James Crawford with 3 and Ricky Grace with 3, and Crawford comes back in for the Wildcats.
John, that was a fairly interesting move by Leonard, wasn't he? Sort of threw the ball in front of him and chased after it.
Yeah, the old catch me if you can.
But I don't think there's much longer to go before he starts to pump down a few more points.
Grace. Gordon's got the job on Grace. We saw an interesting clash between those two at half-time in Game 2. 2 more points for the Wildcats, 54-51.
I think it's an interesting move from Lindsay Gaze to bring Gordon on at this point. Critical situation. He just might antagonise Grace out there and cause the unexpected.
Bradkey. Gordon for 3. Not this time. Whitehead can't get the rebound. Grace.
Oh, yeah.
It's a charging foul. What a big call.
That is his 4th foul. That is a huge call.
And what clever work from Gage.
He stood there, held his ground.
Ooh. Well, did he?
there's not a lot of movement on offense.
Copeland, another shot early. It's not good, but Bradkey. Well, he's keeping him in at the moment, Bradkey.
Bradkey's been the star for the Tigers. Both ends of the floor. Defensively, he's been getting the rebounds and intimidating. Offensively, he's been putting the shots back.
Vlahov for three, and they're dropping for the Wildcats. 66-62, Perth by 4.
That is an inspirational shot from Andrew Vlahov, and in game 2 he hit one from about the same range. This crowd could well be a factor.
Bradkey. Back to Simmons. Copeland for three. Yes, responds.
Well, they're trading now. Tigers 73, Wildcats 68, 2 minutes before three-quarter time.
Copeland shoots over Grace. Oh, this is unbelievable from Copeland. He is having a sensational third quarter.
At this stage.
Vlahov to Fisher. Misses. Bradkey another rebound.
Well, critical stage here for the Wildcats. The question's been put to them. They're trailing by 7.
Gaze. Back to Bradkey. I don't know how he did it, and he draws the foul.
Well, both
on Vlahov.
Gaze and Copeland, their penetration are giving the Wildcats defense nightmares.
I'm not convinced that it's over yet. It's so close.
Copeland for three. Makes it.
Boy, 33 points for Leonard Copeland.
15 points the margin. Less than 5 minutes in the game. Grace bullet-like pass to Vlahov.
Good left-hand reverse layup.
Oh, it's Melbourne out by 11. Surely the Wildcats couldn't steal it from here.
That 11-point margin has been the same since three-quarter time.
Fisher. Grace.
Simmons on Grace.
Grace. Fisher for three. He has to make it. Does. Down by 6. Less than 30 left in the game. Huge screen set by the Wildcats. Fisher makes a three.
Well, no panic from the Tigers bench. 21 seconds to see another foul. This time Cats an out-of-bounds possession. Will they go early? And they've lost it. No, Vlahov got it back.
Vlahov. Will he be the man? He takes the free. No, in and out. I thought it was home.
Goodness gracious me,
I
folks.
thought it was home. It did everything but go in the net.
That was as close as you want to get. What courage to take that jump shot.
It did everything but fall.
Yep, and you would have heard this roof lift as it would have equalised. The frantic foul at the other stage has prompted a timeout from Lindsay Gaze. He wants to try and organise his team after they make these foul shots.
Never been a more important foul shot for Andrew Gaze.
All credit to the man. All credit to the man. Too early to celebrate yet, but by gee, that makes the Wildcats' task all that much harder.
Don't touch a thing, yells out Gaze. Vlahov for two. And the Tigers, for the first time in history, have won the NBL title.
Well, super effort for the Melbourne Tigers. Great scenes of jubilation. Great presence of mind from Vlahov last time when he got that ball, Stephen. Didn't take the three-pointer, knew 3 points weren't enough. He wanted the foul, and Bradkey was smart enough to back off. There you can see the Gaze family and the Gaze family in Perth enjoying the first ever. Is that emotion from Lindsay?
Look at the Gaze family. Lindsay and Andrew. Andrew just tears streaming down the face. Something they've wanted so badly for so long. But the Perth Wildcats, what a performance by them. They were gone with a couple of minutes to go, and they almost nicked it, almost forced it into overtime. What a great game of basketball. What an advertisement for the NBL.
Folks, on behalf of our sponsors, Ron Gold and Coca-Cola, the Perth Wildcats invite you to have